If you receive Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or any other federal benefit payment, there are four things happening right now with how those payments are connected to your bank account that most beneficiaries haven't been clearly told about. Some of these are brand new developments from the last few weeks. One of them affects 3.4 million people and is already generating confusion because the announcement came without much plain language explanation. And one of them, the name matching rule, is quietly causing real payment delays for people who have never had a problem before. I want to walk through all four carefully, with the real details, the right phone numbers, and the correct guidance on what you do and don't actually need to do in each case. Because part of the problem with several of these changes is that the urgent-sounding language around them is causing people to take the wrong action out of fear. Doing the wrong thing in response to a change that doesn't actually require immediate action can create the exact problem you're trying to avoid. Let's go through them one at a time. Change 1. The Direct Express card is getting a new bank. This is the most significant development of the past few weeks for people who receive federal benefits on a prepaid debit card rather than through a bank account. The Direct Express program is the federal government's solution for Social Security and SSI recipients who don't have a traditional bank account. Rather than receiving a paper check, which the government is phasing out, qualifying recipients receive a prepaid MasterCard debit card that gets loaded with their benefit payment each month. The card works anywhere MasterCard is accepted, with no enrollment fees and no minimum balance requirements. The Social Security Administration announced that Fifth Third Bank is the new financial agent for the Direct Express program, replacing Comerica Bank. That letter will explain when your new Fifth Third card is arriving, how to activate it, and what to do with your existing card during the changeover. When that letter arrives, read it carefully and follow the instructions in it. That's the entire action required. This is a significant logistical change, but here's the most important thing to understand about it. Existing cardholders do not need to request an immediate replacement. Current Comerica-issued cards can still be used until cardholders receive a new Fifth Third issued card. Direct Express says cardholders do not need to take action now and will be notified before the new card arrives. I want to be direct about this because the way some of the coverage of this change has been framed is causing unnecessary anxiety. You do not need to do anything today to protect your benefit payments if you're a current Direct Express cardholder. Your Comerica card continues to work. Your payments continue arriving on the same schedule. The new card will work the same way as the current one. Federal benefits will continue to arrive on the same payment schedule, and cardholders can use the card where debit MasterCard is accepted. What will happen is that you'll receive advance notice, a letter from the program, before your transition takes place. That letter will explain when your new Fifth Third card is arriving, how to activate it, and what to do with your existing card during the changeover. When that letter arrives, read it carefully and follow the instructions in it. That's the entire action required. It is important for beneficiaries to keep their contact information up to date to ensure they receive all communications. This is the one genuinely actionable step right now. If your mailing address with the SSA is outdated, if you've moved and haven't updated your address with them, you could miss the advance notice letter when it arrives. Updating your address is worth doing now. You can do this through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov or by calling SSA at 1-800-772-1213. If you have any questions specifically about the Direct Express card or want to confirm what communications are being sent to your address, the official Direct Express number is 1-800-333-1795. If you receive any letter or call about your Direct Express card and you're not certain it's legitimate, don't call back the number on that letter or call. Call 1-800-333-1795 independently to verify. One additional note on what this change means for new applicants. People who receive benefits by direct deposit to a bank or credit union account are not affected. New Direct Express enrollments with Fifth Third Bank began in May. So if you're currently setting up federal benefit payments for the first time and you're enrolling in Direct Express, you'll be enrolling with Fifth Third Bank from the start. The underlying reason this change is happening is worth understanding. Fifth Third Bancorp completed its merger with Comerica in February 2026, creating the 9th largest U.S. bank with approximately $294 billion in assets. The transition of the Direct Express program from Comerica to Fifth Third reflects this corporate merger. not a policy decision about who qualifies for Direct Express or how the program works. The program itself, its purpose, its eligibility, its cost structure is unchanged. Change 2. Paper checks are ending. This is a change that's been building for over a year, and for most of you watching, it's not new information. But the specific thing that's different right now is the phase of the process we're in. The federal government mandated the elimination of paper check payments for Social Security and other federal benefits through Executive Order 14,247, signed in March 2025. The SSA confirmed in a June 2026 blog post that it's completing the final phase of the transition this year. An estimated 390,000 beneficiaries are still receiving paper checks. SSA is now actively sending final notice letters to each of them, and the message is clear. Switch to electronic payment before your payment schedule is disrupted. If you're currently receiving a paper check, you have two options. The first is direct deposit to a checking or savings account at a bank or credit union. To set this up, log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and navigate to the payment section to add your banking information. If you'd prefer not to use the online account, you can also ask your bank to send your direct deposit enrollment information to Social Security electronically. Many banks can do this through what's called the Account Verification Service. Or you can call SSA at 1-800-772-1213 and they'll guide you through it. The second option, if you don't have and don't want a traditional bank account, is the Direct Express prepaid debit card described above. You can enroll at godirect.gov or by calling 1-877-874-6347. There's one piece of this that most coverage misses, and it matters for a specific group of people. If you genuinely cannot use either of these electronic options, not because you prefer paper, but because of a documented barrier like a serious mental health condition that makes managing a card or bank account impossible, or because you live in a genuinely remote location without any financial institution access, a formal hardship waiver process exists. You have to apply for it, it's not granted automatically. Like a serious mental health condition that makes managing a card or bank account impossible, or because you live in a genuinely remote location. The U.S. Treasury maintains a waiver line at 1-855-2901-545. If this applies to you or someone you're helping, call that number. For everyone else, the timeline on this is real. SSA's final notices are going out now. The safest approach is to get the direct deposit or direct express enrollment done as soon as possible, rather than waiting until the situation becomes more urgent. It typically takes 1 to 2 payment cycles for a newly established direct deposit to fully take effect, so acting now rather than close to a deadline gives you time to confirm the change is working before it becomes critical. Change 3. Changing your direct deposit by phone alone now requires an extra step. This is the change that most directly affects how you manage your payment going forward, and it's the one where understanding the process ahead of time makes the biggest difference. The SSA changed its verification requirements for direct deposit changes because of a specific and well-documented fraud problem. Approximately 70,000 phone-based requests to change direct deposit information are flagged as suspicious every year. Roughly 40% of direct deposit fraud involves someone calling SSA while impersonating a beneficiary and requesting that the payment be redirected to an account they control. The old process, answering identifying questions, was no longer adequate. Here's how the current process works. There are 3 paths for changing your direct deposit information. The first and fastest path is online, through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. With your account set up and two-factor authentication enabled, you can submit a direct deposit change entirely online, and the change processes in as little as 1 business day, significantly faster than the old 30-day window. The second path is phone-based, but it now requires a preliminary step. Before you call SSA at 1-800-772-1213 to change your direct deposit, you need to generate a one-time PIN code at ssa.gov/PIN. Once you have the PIN code, you call SSA, give the code to the representative, and they can process the change. This two-step approach maintains phone access while eliminating the fraud vulnerability of the old phone-only process. The third path is in person at a local Social Security office. If you genuinely cannot use the online system, no internet access, inability to navigate online identity proofing, or any other genuine barrier, visiting your local SSA office in person with a government-issued photo ID allows a representative to verify your identity directly and process the change. What's no longer available is the simple version of the phone path: calling, answering identifying questions, and having the change processed without any online component. That process is gone. Phone access still exists, but only through the PIN code step first. The practical implication of this change is important. Do not close a bank account that receives your Social Security payment until you've confirmed that the new account is fully active and receiving payments. Best practice is to let at least one payment arrive in the new account before closing the old one. There's a scam pattern directly connected to this change. Scammers began impersonating SSA representatives and calling seniors to tell them their bank account needs to be updated to comply with the new 2026 rules. They ask for your bank account information over the phone. This is a scam. SSA will never call you proactively to ask for your bank account information. SSA will never tell you that your payment is being held until you provide banking details over the phone. Any incoming call asking for your bank details in connection with SSA is fraudulent. Hang up. Change 4. The name on your bank account must exactly match your SSA record. This is the one that's quietly causing real payment delays for a meaningful number of people, and it's almost never discussed. The name on your bank account must exactly match the name that Social Security has on file for you. Not approximately, exactly. Character by character. A maiden name versus a married name, Bill versus William, is enough to potentially delay your payment. Think about how many ways a name mismatch can exist. A woman who married in the 1980s and changed her name but whose bank account still shows her maiden name. A widow whose late husband was listed on the joint account. Any of these can create a flag. To check this, log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and look at the name displayed on your account profile. Then log into your bank's online portal and look at the exact legal name associated with your account. If there's any difference at all, address it now. If the error is on the bank side, contact your bank's customer service and ask how to update it. If the error is on the SSA side, call SSA at 1-800-772-1213 or visit a local office with your documentation. The reason to check this now is that fixing a name mismatch after a payment is flagged takes longer. A payment that's returned has to be reissued, which can mean a delay of days or even a full payment cycle. Doing the 2-minute check now is significantly less painful. Here's everything consolidated into the specific actions that matter, organized by situation. If you receive benefits on a Direct Express card, you don't need to take immediate action. Just confirm your mailing address with SSA is current. If you're still receiving a paper check, set up direct deposit or enroll in Direct Express as soon as possible. Use ssa.gov or godirect.gov. If you genuinely cannot use either, call the Treasury hardship waiver line at 1-855-2901-545. If you need to change your direct deposit bank account, the fastest method is ssa.gov. If you call, generate your one-time PIN first at ssa.gov/PIN. Don't close your old account until at least one payment has arrived in the new one. If you receive any unsolicited call about your Social Security payment, hang up. SSA does not call proactively to update bank information. If you're concerned, call 1-800-772-1213 directly. And finally, compare the name on your bank account to your SSA record today. It's worth stepping back and understanding what's driving all of these changes simultaneously. The push to eliminate paper checks is driven by cost and security. The tightening of identity verification is driven by documented fraud patterns. The name matching requirement reflects a push for accuracy. What all of this adds up to is a payment system that's becoming more automated, more electronic, and more precise. Small discrepancies that might once have been overlooked now create errors that the system can't resolve on its own. This particular moment is a good time to do a general review of your payment setup. Confirm your address, name, and contact information are all current. It only takes a few minutes and it prevents discovering a problem at the worst possible moment. The Social Security system isn't designed to explain these things proactively. It's designed to process payments based on the information in its system. Knowing what to check and checking it before there's a problem is the entire point. There's one more protection worth mentioning that goes beyond the 4 changes covered above because it connects to all of them and is increasingly relevant given the fraud environment. Many banks now allow you to designate a trusted contact person on your account. This is not a joint account holder. It's not a power of attorney. It's simply a name and phone number, someone the bank can call if their fraud monitoring systems flag unusual activity on your account. As of January 1st, 2026, more than half of all U.S. states have enacted senior safe harbor laws. California's law specifically requires banks to ask customers 65 and older to name a trusted contact and to delay suspicious transactions of $5,000 or more. Having a trusted contact on file means that if this happens, instead of a drawn-out investigation, the bank calls your trusted contact and asks if the transaction seems consistent with what you intended. If the answer is yes, the transaction is released. You're protected. This takes about 10 minutes to set up. Call every bank and brokerage account you hold and ask to add a trusted contact person. You retain complete control of your account. They can only receive a call for verification. For someone on Social Security income, this is one of the most practical protections available. Set it up now while there's no urgency. Stay informed, stay secure, and I'll see you in the next update.